Praise the Lord. According to 1 year Bible reading plan day 40, we have Numbers chapter 14 to 17. Numbers chapter 14. Then all the people gave loud cries of grief, and all that night they gave themselves up to weeping. And all the children of Israel, crying out against Moses and Aaron, said, If only we had come to our death in the lands of Egypt, or even in this waste land. Why is the Lord taking us into this land to come to our death by the sword? Our wives and our little ones will get into strange hands. Would it not be better for us to go back to Egypt? And they said to one another, Let us make a captain over us and go back to Egypt. Then Moses and Aaron went down on their faces before the meeting of the people. And Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, two of those who had been to see the land, giving signs of grief, said to all the children of Israel, This land which we went through to see is a very good land. And if the Lord has delight in us, He will take us into this land and give it to us, a land flowing with milk and honey. Only do not go against the Lord, or go in fear of the people of the land, for they will be our food. Their strength has been taken from them, and the Lord is with us. Have no fear in them. But all the people said that they were to be stoned. Then the glory of the Lord was seen in the tent of meeting, before the eyes of all the children of Israel. And the Lord said to Moses, How long will this people have no respect for me? How long will they be without faith in the face of all the signs I have done among them? I will send a disease on them for their destruction, and take away their heritage. And I will make of you a nation greater and stronger than they. And Moses said to the Lord, Then it will come to the ears of the Egyptians, for by your power you took this people out from among them, and they will give the news to the people of this land. They have had word that you, Lord, are present with this people, letting yourself be seen face to face, and that your cloud is resting over them, and that you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day and in a pillar of fire by night. Now, if you put to death all this people as one man, then the nations who have had word of your glory will say, Because the Lord was not able to take his people into the land which he had made an oath to give them, he sent destruction on them in the waste land. So now, may my prayer come before you, and let the power of the Lord be great as you said. The Lord is slow to wrath and great in mercy, overlooking wrongdoing and evil, and will not let wrongdoers go free, sending punishment on children for the sins of their fathers to the third and fourth generation. May the sin of this people have forgiveness in the measure of your great mercy, as you have had mercy on them from Egypt up till now. And the Lord said, I have had mercy, as you say, but truly as I am living, and as all the earth will be full of the glory of the Lord, because all these men, having seen my glory and the signs which I have done in Egypt and in the waste land, still have put me to the test 10 times, and have not given ear to my voice. They will not see the land about which I made an oath to their fathers. Not one of these by whom I have not been honored will see it, but my servant Caleb, because he had a different spirit in him, and has been true to me with all his heart. Him I will take into that land into which he went, and his seed will have it for their heritage. Now the Amalekites and the Canaanites are in the valley. Tomorrow, turning round, go into the waste land by the way to the Red Sea. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, How long am I to put up with this evil people and their outcries against me. The words which they say against me have come to my ears. Say to them, By my life, says the Lord, as certainly as your words have come to my ears, so certainly will I do this to you. Your dead bodies will be stretched out in this waste land, and of all your number, all those of 20 years old and over, who have been crying out against me. No one will come into the land which I gave my word you would have for your resting place, but only Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. And your little ones, whom you said would come into strange hands, I will take in, and they will see the land which you would not have. But as for you, your dead bodies will be stretched in this waste land, and your children will be wanderers in the waste land for 40 years, undergoing punishment for your false ways, till your bodies become dust in the waste land. And as you went through the land viewing it for 40 days, so for 40 years, a year for every day, you will undergo punishment for your wrongdoing. And you will see that I am against you. I, the Lord, have said it, and this I will certainly do to all this evil people who have come together against me. In this wasteland destruction will come on them, and death will be their fate. And the men whom Moses sent to see the land, and who, by the bad account they gave of the land, were the cause of the outcry the people made against Moses. Those same men who said evil of the land came to their death by disease before the Lord. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, of those who went to see the land, were not touched by disease. And when Moses put these words before the children of Israel, the people were full of grief. And early in the morning they got up and went to the top of the mountain, saying, We are here, and we will go up to that place which the Lord said he would give us, for we have done wrong. And Moses said, Why are you now acting against the Lord's order, seeing that no good will come of it? Go not up, for the Lord is not with you, and you will be overcome by those who are fighting against you. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites are there before you, and you will be put to death by their swords, because you have gone back from the way of the Lord. The Lord will not be with you. But they gave no attention to his words, and went to the top of the mountain, though Moses and the ark of the Lord's agreement did not go out of the tent circle. Then the Amalekites came down, and the Canaanites who were living in the hill country, and overcame them completely, driving them back as far as Hormah. Numbers chapter 15. And the Lord said to Moses, Say to the children of Israel, When you have come into the land which I am giving to you for your resting place, you are going to make an offering by fire to the Lord, a burnt offering, or an offering in connection with an oath, or an offering freely given, or at your regular feast, an offering for a sweet smell to the Lord from the herd or the flock. Then let him who is making his offering give to the Lord a meal offering of a tenth part of a measure of the best meal mixed with a fourth part of a hin of oil. And for the drink offering, you are to give with the burnt offering or other offering the fourth part of a hin of wine for every lamb. Or for a male sheep, give as a meal offering 2/10 parts of a measure of the best meal mixed with a third part of a hin of oil. And for the drink offering, give a third part of a hin of wine for a sweet smell to the Lord. And when you make ready a young ox for a burnt or other offering, or for the effecting of an oath, or for peace offerings to the Lord, then with the ox give a meal offering of 3/10 parts of a measure of the best meal mixed with half a hin of oil, and for the drink offering, give half a hin of wine, for an offering made by fire, for a sweet smell to the Lord. This is to be done for every young ox and for every male sheep or he lamb or young goat. Whatever number you make ready, so you are to do for every one. All those who are Israelites by birth are to do these things in this way, when giving an offering made by fire of a sweet smell to the Lord. And if a man from another country or any other person living among you through all your generations has the desire to give an offering made by fire of a sweet smell to the Lord, let him do as you do. There is to be one law for you and for the man of another country living with you, one law forever from generation to generation. As you are, so is he to be before the Lord. The law and the rule are to be the same for you and for those from other lands living with you. And the Lord said to Moses, Say to the children of Israel, When you come into the land where I am guiding you, then when you take for your food the produce of the land, you are to give an offering lifted up before the Lord. Of the first of your rough meal you are to give a cake for a lifted offering, lifting it up before the Lord as the offering of the grain flour is lifted up. From generation to generation you are to give to the Lord a lifted offering from the first of your rough meal. And if in error you go against any of these laws which the Lord has given to Moses, all the laws which the Lord has given to you by the hand of Moses, from the day when the Lord gave them and ever after from generation to generation. Then, if the wrong is done in error without the knowledge of the meeting of the people, let all the meeting give a young ox as a burnt offering, a sweet smell to the Lord, with its meal offering and its drink offering, as is ordered in the law, together with a he goat for a sin offering. So the priest will make the people free from sin, and they will have forgiveness, for it was an error, and they have given their offering made by fire to the Lord, and their sin offering before the Lord on account of their error. And all the meeting of the children of Israel, as well as those from other lands living among them, will have forgiveness, for it was an error on the part of the people. And if one person does it wrong without being conscious of it, then let him give a she goat for the first year for a sin offering, and the priest will take away the sin of the person who has done wrong. If the wrong was done unconsciously, and he will have forgiveness. The law in connection with wrong done unconsciously is to be the same for him who is an Israelite by birth and for the man from another country who is living among them. But the person who does wrong in the pride of his heart, if he is one of you or of another nation by birth, is acting without respect for the Lord, and will be cut off from his people, because he had no respect for the word of the Lord, and did not keep his law. That man will be cut off without mercy, and his sin will be on him. Now while the children of Israel were in the waste land, they saw a man who was getting sticks on the Sabbath day. And those who saw him getting sticks took him before Moses and Aaron and all the people, and they had him shut up, because they had no directions about what was to be done with him. Then the Lord said to Moses, Certainly the man is to be put to death. Let him be stoned by all the people outside the tent circle. So all the people took him outside the tent circle, and he was stoned to death there, as the Lord gave orders to Moses. And the Lord said to Moses, Say to the children of Israel that through all the generations they are to put on the edges of their robes an ornament of twisted threads, and in every ornament a blue cord, so that, looking on these ornaments, you may keep in mind the orders of the Lord and do them, and not be guided by the desires of your hearts and eyes, through which you have been untrue to me, and that you may keep in mind all my orders and do them, and be holy to your God. I am the Lord your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt, so that I might be your God. I am the Lord your God. Numbers chapter 16. Now Korah the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab and On, the sons of Palu, the sons of Reuben, made themselves ready, and came before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 chiefs of the people, men of good name, who had a place in the meeting of the people. They came together against Moses and against Aaron, and said to them, You take overmuch on yourselves, seeing that all the people are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then yourselves, seeing that all the people are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them? Why then have you put yourselves in authority over the people of the Lord? And Moses, hearing this, went down on his face, and he said to Korah and his band, In the morning the Lord will make clear who are his, and who is holy, and who may come near him. The man of his selection will be caused to come near him. So do this. Let Korah and all his band take vessels for burning perfumes, and put spices on the fire in them before the Lord tomorrow. Then the man marked out by the Lord will be holy. You take overmuch on yourselves, you sons of Levi. And Moses said to Korah, Give ear now, you sons of Levi. Does it seem only a small thing to you that the God of Israel has made you separate from the rest of Israel, letting you come near himself to do the work of the house of the Lord, and to take your place before the people to do what has to be done for him, letting you and all your brothers, the sons of Levi, come near to him? And would you now be priests? So you and all your band have come together against the Lord. And Aaron, who is he that you are crying out against him? Then Moses sent for Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and they said, We will not come up. Is it not enough that you have taken us from a land flowing with milk and honey, to put us to death in the waste land? But now you are desiring to make yourself a chief over us. And more than this, you have not taken us into a land flowing with milk and honey, or given us a heritage of fields and wine gardens. Will you put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. Then Moses was very angry and said to the Lord, Give no attention to their offering. Not one of their asses have I taken, or done wrong to any of them. And Moses said to Korah, You and all your band are to come before the Lord tomorrow, you and they and Aaron, and let every man take a vessel for burning perfumes, and put sweet spices in them. Let every man take his vessel before the Lord, 250 vessels, you and Aaron and everyone with his vessel. So every man took his vessel, and they put fire in them with spices, and come to the door of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. And Korah made all the people come together against them to the door of the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord was seen by all the people. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, Come out from among this people, so that I may send sudden destruction on them. Then falling down on their faces they said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, because of one man's sin, will your wrath be moved against all the people? And the Lord said to Moses, Say to the people, Come away from the tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. So Moses got up and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the responsible men of Israel went with him. And he said to the people, Come away now from the tents of these evil men, without touching anything of theirs, or you may be taken in the punishment of their sins. So on every side they went away from the tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Dathan and Abiram came out to the doors of their tents with their wives and their sons and their little ones. And Moses said, Now you will see that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, and I have not done them of myself. If these men have the common death of men, or if the natural fate of all men overtakes them, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord does something new, opening the earth to take them in, with everything which is theirs, and they go down living into the underworld, then it will be clear to you that the Lord has not been honored by these men. And while these words were on his lips, the earth under them was parted into two, and the earth, opening her mouth, took them in with their families and all the men who were joined to Korah and their goods. So they and all theirs went down living into the underworld, and the earth was shut over them, and they were cut off from among the meeting of the people. And all Israel round about them went in flight at their cry. For fear, said they, that we go down into the heart of the earth. Then fire came out from the Lord, burning up the 250 men who were offering the perfume. And the Lord said to Moses, Say to Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest that he is to take out the flames, the vessels with the perfumes in them, turning the fire out of them, for they are holy, and let the vessels of those men who with their lives have made payment for their sin be hammered out into plates as a cover for the altar. For they have been offered before the Lord and are holy, so that they may be sign to the children of Israel. So Eleazar the priest took the brass vessels which had been offered by those who were burned up, and they were hammered out to make a cover for the altar, to be a sign kept in memory for ever by the children of Israel, that no man who is not of the seed of Aaron has the right of burning spices before the Lord, so that he may not be like Korah and his band, as the Lord said to him by the mouth of Moses. But on the day after, all the children of Israel made an outcry against Moses and against Aaron, saying, You have put to death the Lord's people. Now when the people had come together against Moses and Aaron, looking in the direction of the tent of meeting, they saw a cloud covering it, and the glory of the Lord came before their eyes. Then Moses and Aaron came to the front of the tent of meeting, and the Lord said to Moses, Come out from among this people, so that I may send sudden destruction on them. And they went down on their faces, and Moses said to Aaron, Take your vessel and put it in fire from the altar and sweet spices, and take it quickly into the tent of the meeting of the people, and make them free from sin. For wrath has gone out from the Lord, and the disease is starting. And at the words of Moses, Aaron took his vessel and went running among the people. And even then the disease had made a start among them, and he put spices in his vessel to take away the sin of the people. And he took his place between the dead and the living, and the disease was stopped. Now 14,700 deaths were caused by that disease, in addition to those who came to their end because of what Korah had done. Then Aaron went back to Moses to the door of the tent of meeting, and the disease came to a stop. Numbers chapter 17. Numbers chapter 17. And the Lord said to Moses, Say to the children of Israel that they are to give you rods, one for every family, for each chief, the head of his father's house, making 12 rods. Let every man's name be placed on his rod, and let Aaron's name be placed on the rod of Levi. For one, there is to be one rod for the head of every family. And let them be stored up in the tent of meeting, in front of the ark of witness where I come to you. And the rod of that man who is marked out by me for myself will have buds on it. So I will put a stop to the outcries which the children of Israel make to me against you. So Moses gave these orders to the children of Israel, and all their chiefs gave him rods, one for the head of every family, making 12 rods, and Aaron's rod was among them. And Moses put the rods before the Lord in the tent of witness. Now, on the day after, Moses went into the tent of witness, and he saw that Aaron's rod, the rod of the house of Levi, had put out buds, and was covered with buds and flowers and fruit. Then Moses took out all the rods from before the Lord, and gave them back to the children of Israel. And they saw them, and every man took his rod. And the Lord said to Moses, Put Aaron's rod back in front of the ark of witness, to be kept for a sign against his false-hearted people, so that you may put a stop to their outcries against me, and death may not overtake them. This Moses did. As the Lord gave orders, so he did. And the children of Israel said to Moses, Truly destruction has come over us, and evil fate has overtaken us all. Death will overtake everyone who comes near the house of the Lord. Are we all to come to destruction? May the Lord bless us abundantly. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.